Effective leadership is communication. Great leaders recognize they are part of a team and they want to inspire followers to be their best. But it's not easy. In fact, sometimes it's incredibly challenging. From being vulnerable to saying what others don't want to hear to endless Zoom meetings, it can be exhausting. But being an influential communicator is not something you are either born with or you're not. You can be just as trustworthy and inspiring working remotely as you can in the office. A few things about effective leadership communication are proven based on several studies over the past 2 decades. With these recommendations, you can focus on the critical few proven leadership communication solutions that create the biggest business results. This video is going to break down 4 ways that you can improve leadership communication. Before we get started, make sure you subscribe to this channel. Effective leadership is a competitive advantage, and at the core of leadership is the human experience. The leader-follower relationship is everything. Followers and organizations thrive with influential leaders, and they suffer from ineffective leaders, whatever the context: business, government, community, education, or faith-based. Communication effectiveness is proven to moderate leadership effectiveness. Numerous peer-reviewed studies provide evidence that communication effectiveness is a strong predictor of leadership performance. A comprehensive study of significant organizational change initiatives revealed that 58% had failed and another 20% realized the total value expected. The inability to identify or react to a follower's needs during change contributes to leadership failures. Many of us now are working from home, right? Either part-time or full-time, and surprisingly, evidence from research suggests that proximity is not the critical determinant of communication effectiveness. Leadership at a distance is still leading. The key is being able to create feedback loops and transparency. A recent survey of leaders across companies under $10 million to over $1 billion in annual revenue identified several negative consequences associated with ineffective leadership communication, such as higher stress levels and a failure in completing projects. You want to think about how you can build your emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence is considered the ability to recognize, express, comprehend, and regulate emotions. Your degree of self-awareness, self-management, motivation, and empathy, and interpersonal skills make up your emotional intelligence. Evidence suggests that a leader's ability to self-assess and modify a response to an individual's emotional needs directly impacts that leader's effectiveness. Emotional intelligence is 2 times more impactful on leadership effectiveness than even your mental or technical ability is. Here are a few practical tips to boost your emotional intelligence. Number 1, learn to identify, evaluate, and express your own emotions. It's that simple. Number 2, recognize and respond to emotions of others. And the third, work on getting more feedback. It takes an effort to get the feedback you need about how you're doing with connecting with others emotionally. Cultivate your cultural agility. Culture is one of the most potent forces in a business. Culture identifies what is essential, and it reinforces communication norms and behaviors for leaders. Cultural forces impact leadership communication effectiveness and ultimately your organization's effectiveness. A leader's words create in-groups and out-groups based on familiarity and understanding of the words that you use. People in different companies and even different parts of the same company might assume others' intentions or meanings from the same leadership communication that they get. Executive coaching instead of mentoring can be an excellent choice if you're wanting to cultivate your own cultural agility. Tell stories. Stories have the power to unlock imagination. Think back, some of the earliest paintings in the world were used to tell stories of prehistoric events. Stories can be used in several ways to increase your leadership communication and effectiveness, such as inspiring others to take action by being able to visualize how something might work, or to communicating who you are and what you actually care about. Once you have a great story in mind that you want to tell, start by providing the situation and context. Then incorporate some metaphors into your story. Highlight the emotions, keep the story specific, and avoid corporate jargon, and then add in some elements of surprise. The 4th tip is lead with questions. Questions grounded in curiosity create influence. Let me say that again. Questions grounded in curiosity create influence. The higher you move up in an organization, the easier it becomes to feel like you have to always have the answer. Learning to ask the right question instead of always having to have the right answer, it benefits you, your team, and your organization. Leaders that ask questions become better listeners, and they gain deeper insights into how to bring out the best in others and guide the organization strategically. However, not all questions are equal. For example, if you ask followers, why are they behind on a schedule? Jeff, why are you behind on a schedule? You're likely going to get a defensive response rather than a solution. If you ask, what key things need to happen for you to achieve your goal, Jeff, you will likely encourage followers to apply some critical thinking and identify a solution to the problem that they're having. Highly effective leaders communicate in ways that encourage, inspire, motivate followers to bring out their best. Your cultural agility, emotional intelligence, and communication skills all contribute to your leadership success. Now more than ever, leaders need to ask, what can I do to bring out the best in my team? How you communicate has a significant impact on your leadership effectiveness. Communication skills like leading with a question or telling a story can dramatically improve your communication effectiveness. So, what is your biggest opportunity to improve your communication effectiveness? Hey, I'm Jeff Doolittle, and if you've enjoyed this video up to this point, I encourage you to like it and share it with your friends.